Welcome back, everyone, to Exploring Distant Worlds. We're going to pick up right where we left off in the last session. We need to survey more of the Kurbus system, find out what's out there, continue to grow our economy. We're building the mining stations, one on Kurbus 10, gas giant, one of the moons. And then we have the exploration ships out continuing their work, a couple more construction ships being built. But we need to look at research for a bit here as well, because we're just about to finish up our first set of projects. Want to make sure there's some ready to go when they're done. On the weapon side, we're going to get enhanced beam weapons. I very much favor the beam weapons as being weapon system of choice in the very early game. So we're going to advance from the current Pulse Blaster to the more powerful Maxos Blaster. After space construction, we will head into shields, which we had started a bit on. And then high-tech and industrial, we already have the storage systems ready to go. So we are wrapping up our first year. Hopefully many more for the Ikkuros. Okay, the Kurbus Dawn has been completed, and a lone trader. Lone starship in our system, the Solitary Merchant. Well, that's a very apt name. Doesn't appear to be a hostile pirate, but rather an independent space trader. Could there be other ships like this? Might they help transport needed resources? That is an option. You can do smuggling missions, hire people to bring in any resources you might be critically short on. But for the most part, these independent traders are going to do what independent traders do. They're going to fly around, they're going to trade on their own with your spaceports and other empires and all of those fun things. So, the Kurbus Dawn. We need to get you moving. We want you going on to this side of the system to repair this derelict destroyer. Now, it's going to take you quite a while to get there, but it's also going to be a very long repair process. So I want to get it started now, and I have no problem spending the time with that journey across the system. And we also don't have any lucrative areas nearby anymore. We've got the two I really wanted built up. So, mining station, the Kurbus 10 gas mining station. And there's a nice blurb in here about the private sector throwing out freighters and etc. We should keep building more new mining stations, especially targeting key resources, and indeed we will do that. And then we're informed that the conspicuous rover is now free for new action. So you are going to come back to Reese and refuel. Notice how we're wrapping up the first year here. Take a look at the bonus income. As we go over to the new year, it zeroes out, because that measures what you got in bonus income for the current calendar year. So now we're going to start building again. We'll see what kind of cash we get in 2101. Okay, we've got research. We've got the exploration ship Dire Impulse has completed its mission. Let's look at that first. You are at Kurbus 3. And you are telling us there's a pretty good source of steel, but that's it. Okay. Well, that's not bad. It's not great either. Head over to Kurbus 1, which is the first of the ruins planets. You're making good progress. Now on the research side, let's get some more items queued up. We're going to add energy torpedo weapons. Got a little bit of a start on those before. Now from shields here, I like the nuclear fission reactor there, but it's also twice as expensive as the other ones we're going for right now. I don't want to invest that much in it early. Then down here, the thruster and drive advances, I don't think the first couple here are super impressive or really needed right away. So I'm going to skip those. But if we get energy collection, then that will help us conserve our fuel. So I want to get that done. And then from storage systems, we'll go on to the happiness boost ones I've mentioned before, the medical and entertainment systems. By the way, I did boost our taxes on Reese some, just for the episode started. We're at 8, went up to 14, and we can probably actually go up a little bit more soon, so we are going to gradually increase that. But you can see we still have 13% population growth. That's pretty strong, particularly with our leaders giving us a good growth bonus. I'm pretty happy with all of that. Now, the other impact of this research advance is we've got more things to put on our ships, and a lot of people don't like the fast rate of redesigning that you end up doing at the beginning of the game. If you want to keep up with all these, maybe they'll leave everything on automated design. But we're going to adjust everything here, and it won't take that long and help us get to know some of the new components. I'm going to get rid of that one that we're not using anymore. So we're going to add on some armor, first of all, to our spaceport. Now, I like to go with 10 on all bases, but if they're larger, more important, I'll go higher. I'm going to go with 25 here. And then with the construction improvement, if you look at our plants, they are now up to 30,000 capacity. They were 20,000. So with the rule I'm using on the construction yards, I can add 2 more construction yards per plant, or in this case, 4, because I have 2 of each plant. So that's nice, but then we're out of energy, so we need to add another reactor. And then the other part that we upgraded was the life support and hab modules, the crew systems. And if we take a look at these, their support size was 60, now it's 85. Now they may have a relatively small role, but 60 to 85 is a really nice boost. So we are going to see how many of these we can knock off because we don't need as many to support the same size. Okay, so that we are going to need that one back. But still, knocking off a couple of each from 7 to 5 lowers our maintenance a bit. We'll take every advantage we can get. And that's our Mark III spaceport. Onto the ships. So our surveyor will add 1 layer of armor only. I don't put as much armor on the ships for the obvious reason that they're limited in size. They got to fly all that weight around, etc. But that knocks you down 1 level on the speed, not too much. If we reduce this, well, they still aren't good enough to support a ship of this size. So we're going to have to keep that hab module on there. Slightly reduced range as well, but this will be okay. And we're not going to bring them back to retrofit them now anyway, but still, it's good to have the latest components in place. And then we'll throw a couple armor on top of our engineer. Now, I do think if we look at the plants, obviously they're going to build faster. So that's going to be an added benefit from the tech increases as well. And if we drop off, we can drop off 1, but that's it. Okay. Still, again, a slight improvement, and that'll compensate for the addition of the armor in this case. Speed and everything's still pretty much the same on those. Now, since we have some of these hanging around, like the conspicuous rover, for example, we can just retrofit you right away and get those small improvements going immediately. Okay, the Kurbus Pride has completed its mission. Well, you know what? Why don't you retrofit as well? And I think that'll do it for now. Notice our advisors are recommending retrofitting, just in case we didn't get the message. Okay. So they've both retrofitted. We're just waiting for them to come free for their next assignment. And there they go. And that's actually the worthy subterfuge, which was building this mining station. So now you can go over here, and it's easy to miss in all of that. You can retrofit there, but we actually had our exploration ship, the Slippery Prize, finished as well. Okay, so Kurbus 6. We have silicon. Not very much of it, but we don't have any other source of silicon. I'm going to wait and see if we get anything better. Let's check out this moon. And you say? Well, that's actually good. I mean, steel and lead, fairly common, but those are good sources of both. Let's check out this other moon as well. Okay, the conspicuous rover has completed its mission, so what do we want to do? Well, I think this is a good enough source that I'm going to send them out here right away. And we'll wait and see what happens at this location before I send anybody else out. Okay. You say, that's another good one actually, steel and gold. And there's a little asteroid here. We'll wrap up any asteroids at the end of exploring the system that we might have missed, but let's just see what you say. Good amount of steel. Okay. We're going to come down this way to Kurbus 7. We can see that we've got pirates taking up residence already on Kurbus 8. Okay. The dark minerals are moving in on our territory, so that's unpleasant. Let's see, you're almost here. I just feel like I want to wait, get a little more information before doing anything with the construction ship. Okay, Lofty Hall. Ancient ruins from a lost civilization. And so this is our first ruin discovery. We detect the ruins sit on a stone ledge overlooking a fiery lake of lava. Should we investigate? The answer is always investigate. Because unfortunately, it's really a surprising design oversight to me, but if you don't investigate, you can't do it later. And you can lock yourself out of important things. Now, it is possible for investigation to be negative, so it's not zero risk. But still, the fact that you can't go back and change your mind, I would say always investigate. Technology that has advanced our understanding of starfighters. Well, I'm not that interested in starfighters this early, but maybe I should change my mind if that's what we're going after. The thing about it is, you can't actually build carriers for quite a while, but they could be used defensively on our bases. But I'm going to skip them for now. Okay, and then we have explored Kurbus 2. Really nice source of Aculon, nothing else, but we don't have any other Aculon, so that's a thing. Let's explore the other moons. A new intelligence agent. Let's check that out. Iraf Sarabi. Concealment. Okay. Well, let's have you go after the dark minerals and check out their territory map. Yikes. Maybe not. You know what? I'll wait and see what happens with Yusan Makorda, and I'm just going to... you're just gonna hang out here. Just because... Yeah. I don't... This is not going to be any fun at all. So, yeah, I don't want to risk you on that high of probability risk while we have our other agent out there. So we're just going to chill on that. Okay, and you say what? That's another good one. Iridium and lead. We're getting some good rolls for richness of the minerals. I'm actually quite surprised by that. Okay. And then we have another good one, steel and lead. So there are a number of good options here. You're going to head on to Kurbus 2 for the other ruins. But if we check our construction ships, I mean, we do have the Kurbus Pride not doing anything. I'm going to go for the Aculon just because it's such a great source of it and because we don't have any. We have many options for steel, so I don't think we're going to have a problem running low on steel. We got the great fuel outpost on Kurbus 10. So let's go after this. You know, branch out into one additional type of re-mining operation. Okay, we're going to wait on you until we figure out what's going on here at the Pillar of Kurbus. Barren Rock Planet. Ruins are in advanced state of decay and disrepair. Of course, we will investigate. We have found a store of scientific knowledge from a vanished civilization. Very difficult to decipher. This has given us enough understanding to begin researching the project Warp Field Precursors, which holds the promise of faster-than-light travel, opening up the galaxy to our exploration. Now, if we chose not to investigate this, we'd basically be soft-locked. You can't develop warp travel without hitting this ruin, and there's always one that does this in your home system. It's a scripted event. Except the fact that you can sort of just make it not work by not investigating the ruins. So, not a fan of all that. Now here we have, oh my, we've got steel and gold and lead. That might be worth reconsidering. I'm going to have the Worthy Subterfuge. You're going to head out there. Because that's just a really nice location. Okay, and then you are going to head out, since that one's already being taken, let's head out to this one. Next closest planet. And we need to re-examine our research. Because we now have the ability to go for warp, which means we don't care about shields. And we don't care about any energy collection. We don't care about anything else in here. We're going for warp field precursors. Now, it's expensive. 480k. If we look at our, speed on this, okay, we're getting 185k per year. So, That's going to put us at what? 2.5 years? A little bit over 2.5 years to finish that. It's not going to be anytime soon, but all the more reason to really dive into it because it's crucial for the future. Now, from here on out, I'm just going to send out my construction ships to these locations and then bring them back. Because if I have them travel for too long and they're out way in this area, when we get the warp drive, then they won't be able to retrofit quickly and move so much faster once we get warp, as we will see. So the exploration ships are going to continue to figure out what's going on, but I've pretty much set up my initial mining missions. So we'll hop back in if anything else important happens with the exploration. Well, that's not the best thing ever. We were detected, but we did successfully steal it. Interesting. So you're back on counter espionage. And you're also now considered an inspiring presence. Slowly increases the skills of all other characters at the same location or in the same fleet. Now, you're not good at counter-espionage. Our relations with the pirates probably went down. But the thing is, I think I want you to hang around. Because if you're going to boost everybody else's skills, I think you're more valuable by, like, improving my other characters than you are just going off and spying. On the other hand, for SF Sarabi to actually get much benefit, he's probably got to go out and do something. And if I'm going to keep Yusan Makorda home, which I am, then I'm just going to risk this. I'm going to take the jump, and you're probably not going to end up well, but we still have Makorda around. Yep, they did not really appreciate it. The black market cartel says that they're canceling our protection arrangement, probably because, at least motivated somewhat, by our espionage. So we can try to discuss it again with them. And they're willing to do it for a larger fee. But we have really very little choice in the matter at this time. So we're going to pay it. And we definitely paid a price for being detected after we stole their map. And Guru Kalan is just blowing up. Population growth continuing to escalate. We've boosted our taxes on Reese up to 20%, and that's got our growth rate down, even though it's still not a terrible amount, to 8% for the time being. But with our leaders continuing to get population growth bonuses, I think that's just going to keep it from going too low. And a new ship captain, Leban Saksul. So that'll be very helpful to us when we start building ships. We're not there yet. We know that Saksul has some ability relating to ship energy savings. So reactors will be more efficient. And another boost for Kodia Satara. Colony happiness level going up even higher, which means we can probably afford to boost our taxes again soon. Yep, we can knock that up a couple notches. The sharp-eyed among you may have noticed that we were getting close to our TERP level, our potential research. I did add another research lab of each type to the spaceport to get that under control, but that's starting to slide a little bit now again. It goes up and down. So we are approaching here one of our last planets to scout, and we have now encountered the other derelict. An abandoned frigate. Radio transmission repeats over and over. This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it. Should we investigate the ship? You know the answer by now. Of course, we're going to investigate. The Ravager of Kurbus. Frozen gas giant Kurbus 11. Appears to be in good working order. It says we're in Sector F5. We have boarded and taken control. Ship also reveals some intriguing information. Navigational directions pointing to marshy swamp moon Eleusnus in the Calcitu system, Sector F6, which is most likely not too far away. Maybe we should send a ship to investigate this location. Well, we're not going to expand beyond our system just yet. We'll want to be looking to that definitely when we go to warp. Now, for now, the Ravager is going to head all the way back. It's going to be a very long journey for you on conventional drives, but we are going to have you refuel back at Reese. Meanwhile, how is our... Yeah, you're about half gone on your fuel now. You've been going all over the place. Okay. So, we've been getting pretty good results. Here's some new stuff. Krypton, we haven't seen Tyderos before. So, that's going to serve us pretty well, I think. We're almost through with the exploration here. Just going to turn around a bit. Get these moons, and you are actually arrived as well. So you have discovered that they're going after Castellon and hydrogen. At least we got some of that closer to where we are. That's what they have discovered, the pirates. Okay, and over here, more steel. Back that way. So both of our exploration ships pretty much just wrapping up their final main targets, at least. Okay, there's some Tidarios, so we have a couple different options for that. Okay. Ooh. Nataran Incense and Asalia. So, again, some new items. There's only so much you can build at once. Ah, a new empire, the Murderous Fang Buccaneers. Okay, we're going to automatically explore the rest of the system. Any little asteroids now, they'll go up and gather. The Murderous Fang Buccaneers. What kind of cashola are you going to require? Well, moderate amount. Okay. And then back over here, the Dire Impulse. Really? There's nothing else for you to explore in the entire system? Try again. Okay. Shoot. If so, you go retrofit back at Reese. And what do you have to say? Okay, you've got steel. You do the same thing. There really should be some of the asteroids, though. Maybe if I send you after it? Yeah. Okay, it's sometimes acts a little weird like that. Maybe it was waiting for Dire Impulse to get to that moon or whatever. So we're early in year 3. And let's just take a quick look at what we're got everybody up to. We are working now on, okay, we've got, this is one of the other ships that's jumped in, the pirates, but we're working on repairing this. And if we go look at the research screen, we have an ongoing bonus while repairing advanced tech. And you can see we've really dropped this down. It doesn't tell you what the bonus is. So, I mean, that's slightly annoying. But regardless, whatever that ongoing bonus is, we have it. And then we have our other ships out. You know, you're working on building a station over here. And you are headed to Kurbus 2, so you'll be building that station soon. Now, they've decided to claim Kurbus 6, but that's just the one that had the silicon, not that much of it. That's fine. And we will take this one over here and basically be very happy with it. That station is underway being built. So soon our construction ships will be finished. Meanwhile, we can see the warp project is already a third done. That's why we're going to have everybody return when they're finished with these projects. And when we come back, we're going to be dealing with the transition to warp capability. We are going to need to get some combat ships rolling before that happens. So we're going to get into weapon systems and how all of that works. And what on earth happens with refitting our ships when we get into warp drive. And the whole picture is going to open up for us quite a bit. And then we'll have to decide, we're going to be more stations we're going to want to build in the system. Some are mining, we're going to get into some new types of stations. So we're just basically taking the next step from phase 1, the pre-warp era, and we're going to be going into the early warp era, the second phase of Distant Worlds. So excited to get to all of that in the next episode. But until then, thanks for watching, everybody. The journey will continue.